What's up, everybody? It's Ryan Mosier back with another episode of Throwin Mitts. We had a very successful UFC 277 show out. It was a lot of fun to watch. I enjoyed that card. I ended up going 9-4. That takes my overall record to 19-70 or 19-7. 19-70 would be absolutely awful. But it's 19-7. So for the first two events, we're doing pretty good. A 73% win rate. Excited about that. Going into UFC Fight Night, Santos versus Hill. This one's got a lot of sneaky fights. I feel they were hard to pick. Honestly, there were some that I really had to take some time on, but I'm feeling pretty confident in the end. And I'm really excited to see how they play out. So I guess we will get right into it. Santos versus Hill. Again, we're going to be going through the main card first, followed by the prelims. Our first fight, a women's flyweight bout between Ariane Lipski, the minus 175 favorite, and Priscilla Zombie Girl Cachoeira, plus 150 underdog. A little bit about these fighters. Lipski debuted January of 2019. She is a striker. She's got 6 wins by knockout, 7 first-round finishes, and the 2-inch reach advantage in this fight. Zombie Girl debuted February of 2018. Her fight style is a brawler, so these ladies are going to get down. 6 wins by knockout for Zombie Girl with a 14-pound weight advantage. I guess maybe it's an advantage, maybe it isn't. Could some speed be sufficed at that weight? Who knows? But getting into the numbers, these ladies coming into this fight, Lipski 14-7 and Priscilla 11-4, both coming off of wins in their last fight, both out of Brazil. Like I said, Zombie Girl with the 14-pound weight difference there, while Lipski has a 3-inch reach advantage. Looking into the significant strikes, 4.46 out of 43% significant strike rate for Zombie Girl. That absorbed per minute is not flattering at all at 7.91. But again, she's a brawler. Her nickname is Zombie Girl. Even if she gets hit, beat up a little bit, she's going to keep going. She will keep coming forward. Lipski, 3.33 landed per minute at a 36% significant strike rate, 3.9 absorbed per minute, which isn't all that great. Pretty average, actually, but compared to a 7.91, it looks staggering. 51% defense for Lipski. The grappling numbers, neither of these ladies are in my opinion, going to be pressuring to take it to the ground. Not even one takedown average per 15 minutes for the both of them. So these numbers truly don't really help me feel out where this fight is going to go and who could win. But looking at these strike numbers, a part of me feels like the technicality of Lipski could really benefit her in this fight. But when you have someone with the heart and just, all out brawler mentality, she's going to keep coming forward. She's going to pressure you and ultimately wait for you to make that mistake. It's interesting. And this one was right off the bat, a hard one to decide, but truthfully, I'm going to have to go my first pick with the underdog, Priscilla Zombie Girl Cachoeira at, 11-4, the 14-pound difference. If she is going to be a brawler, she's going to, wear you down. That 14-pound difference could really, could be something in this fight. If she's going to even take her down to the ground where maybe they're not as comfortable, but win, on that ground and pound and take her down. So I'm going to have to go Priscilla Zombie Girl on this one. First fight in the main card. Next one is a number 14 Augusto Sakai, the plus 205 underdog versus Sergey Spivak and the minus 145 favorite. And I love Sergey, the polar bear in this fight, in this heavyweight bout. Coming into this fight, well, a little bit about him first. Let's get into it. Augusto Sakai debuted in September of 2018. He's an MMA fight style, 11 wins by knockout. And Sergey Spivak debuted May 19th, and he actually fights Sambo, which is a Russian, wrestling background. So although he's got hands and he's got the mitts, he can still take you down and dominate you on the ground. Augusto Sakai coming into this fight 15-4-1. Sergey 14-3. Sergey with a win in his last fight. Little bit of difference in the weight. The reach is, just an inch in Sergey's favor. Leg reach as well. Getting into the numbers. Again, these are very good numbers for Sergey, even though he fights Sambo and he can take you down and he can really, pressure you on the ground. But 504 landed per minute at a 48% rate for Augusto. 409 absorbed per minute to Sergey's 3.79 landed per minute at a 49% strike rate. 3.22 absorbed per minute. 54% defense going in the Polar Bears' favor in this fight. And this one is really, in my eyes, what's going to sway me and really feel comfortable in picking Sergey in this fight. 3.29 takedown average over 15 minutes at a 60% takedown accuracy. Although these gentlemen, both of their takedown defense pretty similar and higher number. So that could be interesting. Although I really think Sergey has it on both ends of this fight. He can strike. He's comfortable on the feet if it's going to be, a brawl, if they're going to stand in the center of the cage. But also, if he deems it necessary and wants to, he can take you down and will wrestle the shit out of you. So I'm going to have to go with Sergey in this fight. And that's the minus 245 favorite in this fight. I'm gonna stick with the Polar Bear, and I think that one is pretty self-explanatory. And I'm really, really excited for these Ultimate Fighter finales. I don't understand how anybody couldn't be. People are saying, these aren't good athletes or this card is junk. I don't pay any mind to that because I'm really excited for all of these MMA events, and I want to see all of these fighters go toe-to-toe, especially after, you get a little bit of look into who they are, how they got into fighting, where they train, all of these things. I think it's fun. I think it's grand. And maybe the people complaining about this are a little bit spoiled, as in, we just had UFC London. We just had UFC 277. To say they can't all be bangers is, I don't think, correct either. But you got to have a little bit of give and take and enjoy it. So that leads us into a women's flyweight bout between Brogan Walker and Juliana Miller. This one I'm very excited about getting into them. There's not going to be a lot of, numbers on them, but doing a little bit of background work. Juliana Miller, I know she's a jiu-jitsu specialist. She's got very good jiu-jitsu, but also she's a brawler, much like Zombie Girl. She's going to keep coming forward, pressure, and try to punch your face out. So Juliana Miller is a great fighter. She's got 3 wins by sub as well. So as much as she can keep coming forward and get in that dogfight, she's going to be able to submit you as well. She's got the 3-inch height advantage going into this one. Brogan Walker is an all-around MMA martial artist. 8-2 for Brogan Walker coming into this one. 3-1 for Juliana Miller. Could experience be a factor on this biggest stage, the tough season finale? I don't know. I think actually Miller thrives under that pressure, and I've seen it that she has that heart and she has that drive where I think the bright lights are really going to push her in this fight, and I think she's ready for it. Again, I told you there's not going to be many numbers on this one. As you can see, zeros out, and that's really my explanation for this fight is I think the young, inexperienced Juliana Miller has a lot of heart. She will fight like a dog, and the bright lights are going to drive her in this situation. Brogan Walker, I think, is a great fight, and either way, I'm excited to see these two ladies battle it out this Saturday. But I'm going to have to go with Juliana Killer Miller, and no line on those fights there. That brings us into the Ultimate Fighter heavyweight season finale between Mohammed Usman, and Zach Paulga. A little bit about these two. Usman, MMA fight style, along with Zach Paulga, MMA fight style. Zach Paulga 6-0 coming into this one. Usman 8-2. Usman a little bit on the weight. He's got a weight advantage. And again, no real numbers to tell how this fight is going to go. So you have to go by what you saw on The Ultimate Fighter. And when I look into Mo Usman's eyes, I mean, he seems dialed in. He seems ready. His first opponent talked a lot of trash, and a lot of emotion was brought up. He stayed cool, calm, collected, and was still able to take care of business. And then his the fight leading into this finale, he did fight a bigger guy who had some serious firepower. He was able to stand there and duke it out with him. And I think Zach Paulga is a bigger guy. Well, they're both 6 foot, but still they're, and actually he's got less weight. So no, he's the smaller guy, but still I think, his athleticism is surely there. Zach Paulga, he's an ex-NFL guy. Both of these guys are going to be able to strike. Although I think Usman has the heart and he has the real driving force of, I think he's just got the gene with his brother being the champion. There's something in the water. They're drinking something in the water. And I truly, truly, after really going over it and looking at it, I think Mo Usman's going to take this one. He's prepared. He's 8-2, a little bit more experience. But I do understand one punch is all it takes, and that could decide this fight, which I think is the big question mark for me. But I'm going to have to go Mohammed Usman to win the heavyweight Ultimate Fighter. Getting into the next one, the co-main event, number 6, Vincent Luque at -180 and Geoff Neal plus 155 welterweight bout. A little bit about these guys here. Luque debuted June of 2015, Muay Thai fighting style with 13 first-round finishes. Geoff Neal debuted February of 2018. He's a striker. Looking into these guys, 14-4 for Neal coming into this one, 21-8-1 for the Silent Assassin. He came off of a loss to Belal Muhammad in his last fight, while Geoff Neal comes off of a win. Similar height, maybe a 10-inch weight advantage or just weight difference for Neal. And getting into the significant strikes, 5.3 landed per minute at a 53% significant strike rate for the Silent Assassin to 4.63 landed per minute with a 49% significant strike rate at Neal. The absorb per minute is very similar, both high for both of these guys. 62% defense advantage going to go in Neal's favor there. The takedown average, 0.5 for both of these guys, 50% takedown accuracy for both of them. And the takedown defense a little bit higher for Neal at 85%. But I don't see this fight going to the ground. I see them really standing up, striking, battling it out. And it's difficult for me to really have to say this, but I got to go with Geoff Neal in this one. He's 14-4 up and coming. He's got the momentum. Although you look back at Luque's fight history and he doesn't lose often. You know what I mean? Like, he is a very solid fighter. I wonder what this loss to Belal Muhammad has done to his confidence, or if we are seeing a slower decline in Luque. But all in all, I got to go with the underdog, Geoff Neal, in this one. You know what? Actually, no. It's difficult for me to say that. When there's something in your gut telling you that that's not the right choice, I guess you got to listen. You got to listen to that little tingle in your tummy. And you know what? I'm going to double down. This one's going to go with Vicente Luque, the plus or minus 180 favorite. 13 first-round finishes. You know what? And I'm going to have to make that on the fly. That decision is on the fly. I think Luque is going to take this one. And it all comes down to maybe that loss to Belal Muhammad. If it didn't break him down, it built him up. You know what I mean? And he's pissed off and he's hungrier than ever. And now he's going to go beat the brakes off of somebody, you know? So I think he's actually going to have a really good turnaround from his last fight. Because I just remember watching it and not being impressed. and just being kind of let down a little bit. But I'm not going to let that affect me making this pick right here, right now. And that's why I'm going to go ahead with Luque in this fight. Had to get some of that superior hydration in my body. For this main event in the light heavyweight bout, number 6, Thiago Santos, the plus 230 underdog versus number 10, Jamal Hill, the minus 275 favorite. A little bit about these guys. Santos debuted in August of 2013, many moons ago. His fight style is a striker. Hill debuted in January of 2020, and he is an all-around mixed martial artist with the 2-inch height advantage and the 3-inch reach advantage, which if this one's going to stay on the feet and they're going to throw the mitts, that could be the difference here. Hill coming 10-1 with 1 no contest. His last fight ended in a win in his favor. He is 6'4", with a reach of 79 inches. Thiago Santos 22-10 coming off of a loss. 6'2", 226 pounds, 76-inch reach. Getting into the numbers, these are very good numbers for Jamal Hill. And I understand there's been, more experience and more fights in Thiago Santos' favor. So we'll just get into it. 3.77 landed per minute at a 47% significant strike rate for Santos. The absorbed per minute is phenomenal, 2.37. To Jamal Hill, 7.06 landed per minute at a 51% significant strike rate. You love to see it. The absorbed per minute a little bit higher, but not by much, 3.71. 55% defense advantage going in Santos' favor. Now you get into the grappling, there's zeros, 0.54 for Santos and 0 for Jamal Hill. His takedown defense is 60%. Thiago Santos, 65. I don't see this fight going to the ground. That's not really these guys' MO. They're both strikers. I think they're both gonna really duke it out, and I think this is gonna be a great fight. I don't know why people aren't excited for this one. I think it's a little bit of a sneaker because this is going to be a great fight. With that being said, I'm going to have to go with Jamal Hill, the minus 275 favorite on this one. I think this looks like a great fight for him with somebody experienced as Thiago Santos, and coming into this one and being able to do some damage and move on and continue with his come up in the UFC. I think this is just another stepping stone for him, and unfortunately that stepping stone is Thiago Santos. So that's the main event for me, folks. Jamal Hill's going to win that one, and let me know what you guys think. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm talking out of my ass. Let me know and create a little bit of discourse in those comments. Don't forget to like and comment to get that algorithm pushing this video around. I appreciate all of you guys. A subscribe is great if you really like what we're doing here. And it's all about building a community through MMA. And if you're somebody who's watched it for a long time, fantastic. Somebody just getting into it, great. Everyone is welcome here, and we're all going to build this community together. And this one leads me into the prelims for UFC Vegas 59. Let's see here. Wonderful. We've got Myra Bueno Silva, the plus 105 underdog, and Stephanie Egger, or Egger. You decide. Minus 125 favorite in a women's bantamweight bout. A couple about these ladies. Bueno Silva debuted September of 2018. She is a striker, while Stephanie Egger, the minus 125 favorite, comes in as a judo specialist. And she debuted October of 2020. She's got 5 first-round finishes. Coming into this fight, 7-2, 5'6", 142, with a 68-inch reach, to Bueno Silva's 8-2-1, coming off of a win, 5'6", again, 144, very similar in weight. Their reach is going to be in Stephanie Egger's favor, just a couple of inches there. Getting into the numbers, the significant strikes, 4.25 landed per minute at a 54% significant strike rate is phenomenal for Bueno Silva. I love what I'm seeing. But then you see this 1.69 at a 52% significant strike rate. which is still, if you're going to have that little of volume, at least she's making them count. But then her absorbed per minute, 1.69 to Bueno Silva's 4.98, almost 5. And I don't like the looks of that. Although it might cancel out because Stephanie's volume of punches isn't as much. 59% defense advantage for Bueno Silva. Getting into the grappling, this one is what I really like to see out of Stephanie. 2.87 takedown average over 15 minutes at a 41% takedown accuracy. Although Bueno Silva, 69% takedown defense, which is very good. And if she does get taken down, look at that submission average, 1.32. She's comfortable there. I see this fight being, a little bit of a coin toss. Although I've got to go with Stephanie in this one. I think she's going to win this fight. And that's just the well-roundedness of it. Although Bueno Silva, she's there to stand and brawl. She can still go to the ground and maybe throw up a submission or do whatever it takes. I just think Stephanie's more technical, and she's going to be able to land the right strikes and lead to also her takedowns, which are going to be ample in getting Bueno Silva to drop her hands with the fake of the takedown and maybe give her a couple pops to the kisser. You know what I'm saying? So I got to go with Stephanie in this one. I like that pick. I feel actually pretty confident about that pick. Let me know what you guys think. That leads us into another women's MMA bout, a strawweight bout between Corey McKenna, the minus 225 favorite, which is very surprising to me, and the Miranda Granger, the plus 190 underdog. A little bit about these two. Corey McKenna debuted November of 2020. Her fight style is a all-around mixed martial artist. Miranda Granger debuted August of 19. She's got 5 first-round finish, 5 win by sub, and she's 4 inches taller coming into this one with a 9.5-inch reach advantage. Wow. We'll get into that. Looking into it, Miranda Granger 7-2, coming off of a loss. Corey McKenna 6-2, coming off of a loss as well. Like I said, 5'7", 5'7" height for Miranda Granger. 2, Corey McKenna's 5'3". That's 4-inch reach height advantage. Similar in weight, and the reach advantage 14 inches is, or 9.5 inches is absolutely incredible. Looking at the numbers, the significant strikes, 3.64 landed per minute at a 41% significant strike rate for McKenna, 2.91, 48% significant strike rate for Granger. Absorbed per minute, that's going to go in Miranda Granger's favor at 2.64 to McKenna's 3.71. So there we're already seeing, McKenna could leave herself open a little bit with that higher volume. 59% defense going to Granger. Now getting into the grappling, this could really determine what happens here in this fight. 1.3 takedown average for McKenna at a 44% takedown accuracy, and her takedown defense is at 71%. So she's well-versed in that, and I like what I see. Although what makes me think, although that there's not very many numbers and stats for Miranda Granger here, is her 5 wins by submission. I think she's still dangerous on the ground, and that could make McKenna think twice about wanting to take her down. And at the end of the day, I think Miranda Granger is going to be able to take this fight if it stays up. So I'm going to have to pick Miranda Granger in our second preliminary fight. Although, again, this is another close one. It was very hard for me to choose, and I'm still on the fence about it. But I think Miranda Granger will get the win in this one. And that leads us to a welterweight bout between the Vanilla Gorilla Jason Witt and Josh Quinlan. And this one I'm excited about. Quinlan, I believe, is a Dana White Contender Series product, coming in at 5-0 with 1 no contest. Jason Witt 19-8. A little bit about these guys. Jason Witt debuted June of 2020. He is an all-around mixed martial artist, while Josh Quinlan, obviously this is his debut, and he is a Brazilian jiu-jitsu specialist. Jason Witt coming off of a loss in his last fight. Getting into the numbers, These are incredible numbers, especially if this is going to be a stand-up and brawl type of fight. 16.6 landed per minute for Josh at a 72% significant strike rate. That volume at that percentage is absolutely nuts. I love to see it. 2.55 absorbed per minute and a 33% defense. Not that great. 2.26 landed per minute at a 47% significant strike rate for Jason Witt, which isn't terrible, but compared to that 16.6 at a 72% rate, it looks a lot smaller. 50% defense for him. Grappling. Now this is, even though his strike numbers are pretty good, these grappling numbers are even better. 6.89 takedown average over 15 minutes at a 48% takedown accuracy for Witt, 100% takedown defense. Same for Josh Quinlan, and just about one submission average over 15 minutes. Now, this one is tough as well, but again, I feel like Jason Witt is kind of like a gatekeeper situation here. He's had his run in MMA. In the UFC, he's fought a lot of guys, a lot of good guys too, and beat a couple of them. But I got to go here with Josh Quinlan and the hype train. If you see 16.6 landed per minute at a 72% strike rate, significant strike rate, I love to see it. And his absorbed per minute is still pretty small. So it's not like he's just out here throwing mitts but leaving himself open. No, he's absorbing actually less than Jason Witt is. So I think this fight looks great for Josh Quinlan, and I'm going to go ahead and pick him in this matchup. All right. The next one I'm very excited about. A welterweight bout between Brian Battle, the minus 255 favorite, and Takashi Sato, the plus 215 underdog. Couple things about these guys. Brian Battle, this is his. Actually, I think he's got a couple fights. He is a Ultimate Fighter winner, and he debuted in August of 21. He's a freestyle fighter. He's on a 7-fight win streak, and he's got the 4-inch reach advantage in this fight. Takashi Sato debuted April of 2019, and he is a striker. He's got 10 first-round finishes with 11 knockout wins as well. I'm really excited about this matchup. I think it's going to be an all-out dogfight, and I think it's going to be one of the highlighted fights on this preliminary card. Coming into this one, Brian Battle 8-1. I mentioned that 7-fight win streak. Takashi Sato 16-6. Getting into the significant strike, 7.1 landed per minute at a 56% significant strike rate for Battle. I love to see it. Although that 4.58 absorbed per minute is a little high for me. But looking at Takashi Sato, 2.28 landed per minute at a 38% significant strike rate. Not that great. And his absorbed per minute is still pretty high at 4.16. Defense very average for both of these guys. Takedown average, 1.35 at a 22% takedown accuracy. While Takashi Sato, he hasn't even broke one takedown average over 15 minutes, although he's got a takedown accuracy of 50%. Now, looking at that, it looks like Brian Battle is comfortable on going to the mat if that's where this fight needs to be. Although I know he's got the heart, and I know he's that type to bite down on the mouth guard and really just keep coming forward and pressure. This one is very interesting, and I don't know a lot about these fighters, but I got to go with Brian Battle in this one. I want to see the young guy step up. I want to see him take down Takashi Sato. I want to see Brian Battle put his stamp on this fight, which I know he can. So, he's also got the height advantage and a 4-inch reach advantage as well. So I think all around this looks like a good fight for Brian Battle, and I can't wait to see him dish it out this Saturday. That leads us to a lightweight bout between Terrence McKinney, the minus 850 favorite, against Eric Gonzalez, the plus 600 underdog. Wow, minus 850 is a little steep for any fighter, I think, because, again, one punch could end it all for either of these guys. Terrence McKinney debuted June of 21. He is an all-around mixed martial artist. Eric Gonzalez debuted October of 2021. He does have the 1.5-inch reach advantage, Gonzalez does, in this fight, McKinney coming in at 12-4. Gonzalez 14-6. Excuse me, folks. Getting into the numbers here. For some reason, there were no numbers on McKinney here, which he's fought at least twice. I know I've seen him lose to Dober, which, I mean, is a great fight for anybody. But we can look at Eric Gonzalez, 2.68 at a 37% significant strike rate, which isn't that great. And the real hitter here is that 6.1 absorbed per minute, which I don't like to see. That defense at 33%. And I know Terrence McKinney can throw the mitts. He's got great stand-up game. He's very versatile. He likes to throw all different kinds of stuff at you, and he's creative with it. So I think that could mean a lot of trouble for Eric Gonzalez in this fight. Looking at the grappling, he looks comfortable on the ground. Takedown average of 2.87 per 15 minutes at a 50% accuracy with a 50% takedown defense. So it's going to be interesting for sure. I wish I could see a little bit of Terrence McKinney's numbers because that could really solidify, because I know he's a great striker, but I'd like to see his grappling numbers more in detail. Although with a minus 850, favorite, I think I'm going to have to ride on McKinney. I think his fight with Dober that I watched the last time was incredible, and he had Dober on his heels. He was all messed up, and out of nowhere, Dober found the strength to inevitably end up knocking McKinney out. So I think McKinney's a great fighter, and I don't think that fight against Dober's, if anything, it only says good things about him. So I got to go with Terrence McKinney in this fight, and I'm excited to see that one as well. Looking into it, the featured prelim for Saturday, August 6th, it will be Sam Alvey and Mitchell Alexiachuck in a middleweight bout. No line on this fight, but what we do see is Sam Smiling Alvey's debut was August of 2014. He is an all-around mixed martial artist. Mitchell debuted December 30th of 2017 as well as an all-around mixed martial artist. So looking at the numbers, 33, 17, and 1 with one no contest for Sam Smiling Alvey, and 16, 5, and 1 no contest for Alexiachuck. Both coming off of losses in their last fight, 2-inch height advantage in Alvey's favor, and that comes with an 1.5 inches in the reach department as well. Looking at the significant strikes here, 3.3 landed per minute at a 44% significant strike rate for Alvey, 4.75 at a 49% significant strike rate for Alexiachuck. I like to see it. I love that. Although the absorbed per minute is a little high for me, 4.27, but his defense at 64%. The grappling, very low for Alvey. At least you have a 0.73 for Alexiachuck at a 42% takedown accuracy. Although Alvey's takedown defense is at 82%. Now, I think this one is going to be an interesting fight, although I just don't have a lot of confidence in Alvey. He's been around for a long time. Over 40, getting into 50 pro fights, that's a lot. And the wear and tear, I mean, maybe I'm not one to speculate, but against, a guy who he's not debuting, he still has experience, Mitchell Alexiachuck. I think he has the experience to take out Alvey, and I love the guy, but I don't think he's going to get the fight in this featured prelim bout. And guys, that really does it for Throwin Mitts episode number 3 for UFC Vegas 59. I'm very excited. Hope you guys are too. I'm going to keep that win percentage up. Like I said earlier, if you really like what we're doing here, please subscribe so you can become part of this community. If you like this video, comment, that throws this video around the algorithm, which helps me out a ton, and I really appreciate it. So thank you all for tuning in. This has been very fun. My name's Ryan Moget. Peace out.